Well, good morning, everybody. Uh, First of all, I want to congratulate the City of Philadelphia in being the city for the 2016 DNC. I spoke with the mayor of Philadelphia, Mike Nutter, who's a personal friend of mine, and congratulated him, left a voicemail for Ed Rendell, former governor and mayor of Governor of Pennsylvania, mayor of Philly, and gave him my congratulations. Philly's a great city, and I just wish them all the best. I plan on being there myself in 2016, and I told Mike Nutter, save me a room. So let me just say that you're not here really in defeat. This is frankly a time where our community came together. We stood together. We worked really hard to get this convention. And this is one of those occasions, I've said it in the past, that we went in as the underdog. No one 15 years ago or 15 months ago would ever believe that the city of Columbus would be competing for the largest convention in the United States of America as a finalist. And I do know it was a tough decision on the part of the Democratic National Committee. And I also know that we were in the running, and it was a very close, very tough decision on their part. So we reached a short list. Frankly, we made a name for ourselves as not only a place to live, work, and raise a family, but also a place as a destination in the nation. And I think what this did, it gave us kind of a new swagger that we can compete. We can do the big things. We can go after the big things, and we can be in the finalists. This time we weren't selected. It took Cleveland 3 times to win the Republican National Convention, and oftentimes that's what it takes, a repetition over time to actually get these kinds of large conventions. But I can tell you I am proud. I am joyous. We had a great team from the private sector with Alex Fisher, our chief fundraiser, to Brian Ross from Experience Columbus. D.G. Wilhelm was absolutely amazing in putting together all of this. David Wilhelm was former DNC chair who gave us a lot of advice and along the way. So we didn't win this, but you know what? We ought to be proud for our accomplishment of getting in the final 3 and working hard to be the one selected. So I feel good about this. And frankly, I think we're positioned as a city to do bigger and better things as a result of this. We learned a lot about ourselves, and as we learned about ourselves, the country learned a lot about us as well. And I'm a proud mayor, and I'm one that I hate losing, but I don't feel bad about this because I know that we have positioned our city for bigger and better things in the future. An underdog to go into this fight to end up in the finals. And those final days, you never know if it's coming to us or going to the other city. We didn't get it this time, but there might be a next time. Let me turn this over to Brian Ross.
Thank you, Mayor. As the mayor said, I think what you can start with is the collaboration of our community, how proud we all should be. This has definitely raised our stature within the community, particularly with groups that are looking to book Columbus. This helps us get closer and closer to becoming that premier visitor destination. And then quite honestly, in a lot of the large markets around the nation, I believe this has put Columbus in their consideration sets, where in the past maybe they weren't thinking about us. Right. So with the NHL All-Star Game, becoming a going toe-to-toe with some big cities for the DNC for 2016, people are taking notice. of our community, what our capabilities are, and I can tell you, they better look out because we're going to be very, very competitive. So with that, I'm just going to go ahead and turn that over to Alex.
You know, look, I thought we were going to win up until the very end, and so it's disappointing that the selection was made. We congratulate Philadelphia. But we really celebrate the coming together. I couldn't be more proud of these folks behind me, the mayor, the best mayor in America, Brian Rawson, Experience Columbus, DG, our union committee and community, our business community, all coming together because this wasn't about politics. This was about the business of bringing one of the biggest conventions to our city. And there were many naysayers, but I'll tell you what, all across America, there aren't any naysayers any longer. We took this down to the wire. We proved that we could compete with the best of them. We beat out most of them, and we lost out to a single city, Philadelphia, which is a great city. So isn't it wonderful to be in that company? We'll take that company and we'll move forward. 2020 and beyond, you can guarantee that we're going to be competing for future activities like this because Columbus can now declare without any doubt that we're on that world stage that can host meetings and conventions with the best of them. And you know, after we dust ourselves off today, I can promise you that we'll be aggressively selling this city tomorrow, and we'll be using this opportunity as one of the feathers in our cap that tells a story about this great American city.
So, questions?
Mayor, 2 questions.
You know, this is a great day for you. You finally get an answer. He's been dogging me for months. Go ahead.
I'm out of questions.
Okay.
Number 1, why do you think Philadelphia won?
You know, I don't know, and I don't know why we lost. I do know, and I feel that it was a close call either way, is my best guess. Because it was a tough decision for the DNC, and you know that was the vibes we got. It was just a hard decision. So I don't know why, and I don't know what were the reasons why we lost. But I can tell you that we were in the game. It put us in a whole different league. This whole effort put us in a different league, and I'm proud of the effort that we had.
And my follow-up is, and it's a tricky one because this may be the last time I get to ask you about this.
There's no more after this. You can never ask me about this again.
Do you think Columbus finished second?
You know, I don't know that either, but that wouldn't surprise me.
Mayor Coleman, you
Yes.
said you've learned a lot about the city. You learned a lot about yourself through this process. What did you learn? And do you think it's something that will help you set yourself up for future?
Yeah. First of all, I think it does position us for future major conventions, because what we had to do here, we've never done in this way. The level of collaboration, the level of partnershiping, the coming together between the hotel community, the visitors community, the arena, the convention bureau, the city, the private sector, the labor community with the business community, everybody working on the same page for the same goal was a beautiful thing. It really was.
I know hindsight's 20/20,
Yeah.
but did you learn anything about yourself that maybe you could work on, shore up to make it even stronger? Not saying that it wasn't strong enough now, but is there something you saw?
I'm always looking to improve our city, and the next mayor will do the same, and we can always get better at everything we do. I don't think it was any particular one thing. It's my best guess, but I do think that we got to continue to work on improving our city to become a destination place. We have to continue to have great transportation systems. We have to continue to have, that renovation of the airport was a very good thing, very timely for us. We got to continue to just do stuff and to also think bigger. We're not the city of the 70s and the 60s anymore. We're a different city. We're a city of the 21st century. We can reach for higher grounds. We can reach for the stars. That's what this showed us, that we can reach for the stars. Sometimes we'll make it, sometimes we won't. But we should never, ever say we can't do something and shy away from it. That we can always reach higher, do better. And, you know, this was a marvelous experience, and I feel good about it.
Mayor, you said that the city had made a good economic case. So does this in any way reflect, you know, a purely political decision? That maybe the Democrats feel that Pennsylvania is more important than Ohio?
No, I do not. I don't think this was a political decision. I think they had their reasons, and you know, we lost out.
Did you talk to any of the DNC officials?
I did.
And what did they indicate?
They indicated that Columbus was a great city, that we're slamming, that we're great, we got a lot of swagger, and that they're very impressed with who we are, what we are, and what we have to offer. That's what they indicated to me. And then there was a but. And the but was Philadelphia won it, but it was a tough decision. And I accept that.
You referred to Columbus being an underdog in this
Yes,
battle.
right.
Why was Columbus an underdog, and did you think you were still an underdog right up to the last minute?
I don't know. I think, well, let me answer the first question. Why do I think we were the underdog? Because we've never done anything like this. We've never even thought about it. It's not been a part of who we are as a city historically. And so what we decided, when Brian was hired, I said, Brian, part of your job is going to get the DNC or the RNC. And then I told Alex, we're going to work to do this in the business community. Talked to city council, our elected officials, said this is something we got to strive for. Even if we don't make it, we got to strive for it. So it's changing the character of our community. And I don't think at any other point in time will we had even thought of the idea of applying and trying to get the largest convention in the United States. We are not the Columbus of the 60s, 70s, or 80s, or the 90s, or even the early 2000s. We're a different city, a better city, a bigger city that can compete on the national level with Philadelphia, which is, I think, among the top 5 cities in the country, and New York, which is the largest city in the country.
Was your financial package, you were out, all you wanted it to be? I understand Philadelphia may have had a little more money from growing that GNC.
I felt good about where we were financially. Felt really good about it. But there's nothing I felt bad about. I felt good about every aspect of our application. Every part of it felt good. We worked hard at it. We collaborated. Business community stepped up. Alex worked hard. I worked hard. I felt good about it. And I don't think, who knows what it was.
What was the total global financial commitment now that it's all said and done?
That's a good question.
Look, so we've kept...
It's a lot of money.
We've
More money we ever...
Up to this point, we've kept it close to our vest because we thought it was an important strategic part of our bid. We felt that it was very important. Number one, they put a number out of $60 million that was required to host this activity. So we knew what the number was in both cash and in kind. We thought it was very important to go with a package that raised the money early. And a big part of our strategic decision was to do that. And so we put a package on the table that was a fundraising package to raise the entire $60 million. And at the time we were doing the bid and up until the last 24 hours, we had a package on the table that would have raised half of that amount within the first 6 months of this activity, and the majority of it we already had commitments in hand. So we went very, very aggressive. I have no idea what Philadelphia or New York were doing. I've read in the newspaper what they've said they've done, and if that's all they've said they've done, then they've got a lot of hard work to do. We were probably a little further ahead than that, but I know they, like us, were keeping it pretty close to their best. So we were very aggressive on the financial package, but at the same time, we had the discussions that we also had to make sure that we were protecting the interest of the city of Columbus, and we could do what we could do, and we were going to answer the mail, and we did that, but we also did it in a way and structured it in a way that protected the city's interest in the process.
Was that counting the 30, is that counting the 10 million from Jobs Ohio?
It is.
So it's 20 million in local commitments, you might say?
No, I don't want to get into the specifics of our financial proposal. But I do want you to know that we felt good about it, and it was achievable. And you know, they looked at multiple things. They didn't look just at the money. Although, you know, what we said we could raise, I felt very comfortable that we could raise it.
The 60 million is achievable, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mayor, what do you think this does to the Democrats' chances of winning Ohio in 2016?
I'm going to make a prediction. The Democrats are going to win Ohio anyway. That's my prediction. And we're all going to work hard. I'm a Democrat. Everybody knows it. Not everybody up here is a Democrat. That's okay. And not everybody back there is a Democrat. And some of you with pens and pencils are independents. The point is, I think that Democrats can win Ohio. I'll work hard. I think the rest of this community is going to work hard to win Ohio, and I'm confident that the D's will win Ohio in 2016.
If there's any one thing that you could do right now, tomorrow, that will benefit you the next time, build another hotel, that sort of thing, what would it be?
That's a good question, and I don't know how to answer it right now. I do think that we'll probably all go back and talk about it. You know, this is like this is hot. You know, this is like the ink's not even dry on this announcement. We'll go back, we'll talk about it and see how we could shape things for the future. My best guess is probably just from some refinement, not major changes.
What like a mass transit beyond COVID?
We had an awesome transportation plan. Felt good about it. It was awesome. Even though we didn't have fixed rail, you know how I feel about that. I think light rail is the best thing in the world. You all know that. I've been saying it forever, and I'm going to continue to say it until we get it. But we had a transportation plan that was excellent. And I think they felt good about it. I think the DNC felt good about it, too. We knew where the buses were going to go. We knew where they were going to be stationed. We knew how people would leave, and it was choreographed very well in our plan. I felt good about it. I think they felt good.
What about air travel?
What about it?
Were you in a position where was the city of Columbus going to be able to have a lot of direct flights to other cities?
Come to my press conference next week and talk more about it.
That's intriguing. Can you give us some hints?
No! I'm not going to step on my own toes.
Whatever you're going to announce next week, is it something that will help you in 4 years?
Yes.
Is it bigger than a bread box?
Now, I felt good about our proposal. And you guys are trying to find what our weaknesses were and all that. I know, I understand, I get it. The fact is that we had a hell of a proposal. DNC thought we had a great proposal. No city had the perfect proposal. New York didn't have the perfect proposal. Philadelphia didn't have a perfect proposal. Guess what? Cities are imperfect. All of us are. All cities are imperfect. And we know what our challenges are. And I think Philly knows what theirs are. And I think New York knows what theirs are. And the key to growing cities is making them better. And so we're going to go back and look at it, and and conventions aren't the end all. We got other stuff to do in our city. We're going to do those things too. But we'll be competitive for future conventions. This puts us on a whole new level and a bigger stage, a bigger opportunity for our city. Even though we didn't win it, we won. Thank you.